Hey, how you doing? You all seem kind of interested in my last song I started on the drum editing and stuff. So I figured I'd walk you through it again and show you some of the updates and changes. I haven't put a lot of effects or anything on anything or done any deep, treatments or anything where needed. I mean, I'm always an advocate for, like, if it doesn't need it, don't do it. And what makes you think you're an audio engineer just because you can put a compressor on, or everything has to have a compressor? Everything has to have EQ done to it. You can't just have the musician get it first time, right? By just pre-production, setting things up and recording them right. So I mean, I don't think the sign of being a mixing engineer or recording engineer is that you can slap stuff on every bus. So anyway, I only do it as needed, and hopefully that makes sense to you, so you don't overprocess songs, or just give yourself a title based on you got plugins. So right now, I'll just let you hear. I'm gonna solo the drum track. I did a lot of changes to that. I went back and put something that initially I thought I didn't like. I put it back in similar to the way it was when I first ran you through it. And this is what the drum track sounds like without anything else. Got a little verb on it. I might have done a little bit of EQ on it. I might have brightened it up. I brightened it up a little, knocked a little down at 50, high pass through there. I built up the kick a little more because this is a 3-piece kit right now. I didn't open it up to the producer kit because it just sounded okay the way it was. So I mean, to show you what we're using is right here, and if I want to open up regions, I get 3 snare choices on this particular setting. No tom choices, but I can change the pitch, I can dampen them, I can increase the volume. The kick, I have 3 different choices with all the other, tuning, dampening. I have the kick tuned up a little bit. So here's the exchange for the chorus. Let's go back here and listen to that. Right here. And here's where I can change the pattern. I can change the level of difficulty. I can make it simple or more intricate. Coming out now. So let's listen to it now from the beginning. I retracked the guitar too with I used the Firebird. I felt it came out better, and I used the Marshall on the clean side, the JCM 800 2205. It's a 50 watt head. I did it clean, and I pulled out my Boss pedal, my overdrive distortion combination, which I never use. I just pulled it out and used that, and I set it up relatively clean, just a little bit of a low gain breakup. I wanted to keep the clarity and the attack right, and I didn't want it to get dirty sounding. So here it is. Let's just put the bass in. I got 2 different bass tracks. I just rewrote the bass part, which is this region right here. I just cut out the old one, and I left a double. I just duplicated the track and recorded that section over, and I'm going to leave it here for individual or independent volume control. So I know how to do all my I use the automation, but again, if I can make it simpler by just human attack and writing my volumes where I want them right now and leaving them, I do it. I'm an advocate of it. Although I do use the automation, but I'm not doing anything full-blown production for sale, so I'm not really like going out of my mind to make sure that all this stuff is like done in some sensational way in my mind that makes me feel like it's a more pro project just because I used something. Like I said earlier, just because you have something doesn't mean you have to use it, and you don't have to use it. Certainly you don't have to use it the same way as everybody else uses it. Find your own path, find your own identity in mixing and recording and writing your own music. So here it is. Let's just get back to the music. Here it is soloed with the new bass track on the chorus and the original one on the verses and intro. Hey, Sam. Still working on the EQ a little bit. I was cutting some of the lows on the bass. I actually took off some of the gain to clean it up. Here comes a new part. I did it a little more busy. I filled in the airway. When the guitar's not doing something, I did something on the bass. Just to work with the kit. Coming out. Back to the verse. Pretty tight. Now let's listen to it from the top to get a good idea. Again, this is the Firebird coming in. I'm still fooling around with the EQ on it where I want it to sit exactly, but I think I got it to a fairly decent place right now to listen to for everybody, or for this video. And let me explain the guitar from the head. I'm using one pedal down here going in, then it's coming back to the two notes into the Apollo Twin. So you're getting a stereo mix right now, one guitar. So the only place on this particular song I used two guitars was on that chorus. And I won't explain how I did that. The best way to do it is just mic it up, because you can get a mono. For two different tracks, you'll have exact monos, and left and right they sound, in my opinion, a little better than using two stereo tracks. You're getting awful lot of guitar that way when you use. I mean, it's like getting 4 times the guitar when you use two guitars in stereo, if you know what I mean. And I pan everything like from my UA. If I'm using the stereo, I'll pan everything left if I want it to be left. I'm sure it's still getting at least a 180 in full dynamic sound. So that's why I prefer using a mono, but hey, that's for another video, you know? All that matters is, how does it sound? You're not going to have a hit song just based on something you did in recording or mixing. I'm not going to have a hit song just because I feel like the drums are really super cool, or because I hired the best drummer in town. It's all about the song, the melody, and the lyrics. So I mean, again, for another video, if you're just writing to occupy your time and practice your art and craft, and you want to get more skillful, just keep doing things and realizing it's not about the music, but you want your music to sound really good, the best you can get it. And if you don't have good lyrics and good melody hooks and stuff, it's probably never going to see the light of day anywhere. You might have some of your friends and local fans buy it, and that's all good. That serves a purpose too. But I mean, it's not going to be a hit just because you hired the best guy in town to play guitar. Here it is from the top with the guitar. Coming up to the chorus. Here we go. Bass. turn it up a little more. Coming out. And there you have it. That's where it's at so far. Whether I decide to write lyrics to it, like I say, it's an exercise in sound. To get really good, you got to do a lot of mixes. And then you can take this, what you learn here, and take it to the stage for the front house. It does work, no matter what you say. Most people don't agree with me, but a lot of the things that you learn here and train your ear to hear here in the studio are translated almost the same way or used slightly different, but you can still use so many practices to help you hone your sound live by knowing how to mix in the studio. All right, take it easy, everybody.